Okay, we are live. We are live with the amazing Ashley. It's good to have you on what we call the people behind the posts. A wonderful way to connect with people. I think LinkedIn is a place where there's so many posts happening, people posting videos, but there's something about really connecting with people. And this for me is important to just connect with people, but also to see what people do and how people can link up with different people. So this is wonderful. Glad to have you. Actually, glad that you said yes to doing this.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we'll just start off by a brief intro of who you are. I'm sure I'd like to start on time, so I'm sure there'll be people will join along. And trying to link on with my other uh, so that I can be able to monitor if there are any questions, if there are any comments. Let's see. Yes. Uh-huh. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. I just want to log on with my other thing to see. I think we're still the two of us. So, but either way, I think we will start so that
No problem.
we keep our time. We keep our time. Uh, yes, yes. I think we're on. So, and the good thing is that this gets to be watched later on. So we'll still have all the information.
Exactly.
So we'll set off, of course, by getting to know a little bit about Ashley.
Of course. Well, hi everyone. I am Ashley Bookstaff. I'm the founder of Top Tier AI. And what we do is we build full AI infrastructures for B2B companies, and that way help them scale tremendously. That's the goal. By adding an extra 10K to 15K in a matter of 90 days, while trying to cut at least 20 hours of manual tasks per month. We focus mainly on creating a high quality client acquisition process that generates qualified leads consistently, builds stronger authority and visibility for the brand, and optimize their internal processes with AI. So, basically, in short, we help them scale faster, smarter, and with less overhead, fully leveraging AI. I have a background in IT, cybersecurity, and risk management. I hold a degree in international business management and policies and cybersecurity certified. My passion has always been to blend technology and business growth together, and that's why I do what I do today with Top Tier AI.
Wonderful. That's quite an introduction. An impressive one as well. An impressive one as well.
Thank you.
But it's good to know a little bit about you, and I'd love to talk a bit more, but we want to make very good use of our time. And so for me, the
Absolutely.
first thing is just to get to know what has it been like for you on LinkedIn? What has your experience been? How have you navigated the whole process of growth? This is to help someone. Of course, there are those who have newly joined. There are those who have been here for a while, and somehow they're still battling with growth. It's just a few comments. A few. They really haven't experienced growth. Or there are those that have never taken this serious and now they're beginning to do so. So it would be good to hear from you. What has it been like for you in terms of growth? What has your experience been like?
Absolutely. Well, for me, it also definitely has been a journey of growth and learned a lot ever since I started. Even years ago, when I was still a student and I was trying to find a side job, got my bachelor's degree, and then find a job. And I think seeing it on your page as well, kind of using LinkedIn as just a job finding source, right? Well, actually, it's way more than that. I'm coming to the realization and learning that as I launch this business and kind of navigating through that process. So, what I've learned a lot is for me, LinkedIn growth really started with having a solid page and having clear positioning on your page. I see a lot of people trying to serve everybody in the community and in the space. But the thing is, when you try to serve everybody, you're actually serving no one because people want to talk to a specialist and not a generalist. So, what you have to do is you have to be really, really clear on the who, what, and why. What does that mean? That means who do you want to serve? So that'll be your specific audience. What transformation do you want to help them achieve? So, what will be the clear result of that? And why do you care about doing this work? Which is the personal connection. So basically, in short, your headline should state very, very clearly, I help audience achieve this result through this method. That way, people can truly, truly connect with you and feel understood. People want to, resonate with your message and be hooked. If you don't have a strong position that showcases that, then, many requests that you do send will probably get ignored. And that's definitely something that you don't want to happen. And the thing is, when you have that, of course, that's not only positioning, not only the reason why people accept you, but it's definitely the foundation. The average acceptance rates of connection requests that people experience on LinkedIn is around 40%. Mine consistently ranges between 60 and 75. That's pretty high. Why is that? Because I use personalized messaging, which I'll dive into in a second. But like I said, having a clear profile is definitely the foundation of that and will give people the first impression. You want to make a first good impression, and that's what that is. Now, for that, of course, talking about AI, how can you utilize AI to position yourself as strong as possible without spending hours of thinking and typing? People are often afraid that AI is replacing the human side, but that's actually not the case. AI and utilizing AI is about scaling your effort without losing authenticity. It's not a simple sentence or a simple line as, hey, ChatGPT, please optimize my LinkedIn profile, which people often think. But it's way more than that. The first step is to actually teach ChatGPT, if you want to use that source, about your business. It's like having your personal consultant, right? So it can give you only advice based on the information that you provide, same as a human consultant. ChatGPT now has like a voice note option in the corner of their chat, and I always recommend people to use that. Use it like you're talking to a friend. Turn it on and tell it everything that you know, have, and experience in your business. So tell it, what does your business do? Who do you serve? What stage are you in right now? What are your goals? What are challenges that you faced? And with all that information and context, it will give the GPT a better idea of your business, who you are. AI does not know what you don't teach it, right? And with teaching it that all the information about your business, it'll be able to give you a more clear and answer to how you eventually can position yourself on LinkedIn. So, how you can refine your messaging. Again, the who, what, and why. I've took the time to share a prompt here that you all can use to optimize your LinkedIn and to kind of get a feel of how to use it and how you can optimize your profile better. So I'll pull it up here in a second. Yes, got it. So you can basically use this word for word, which states for your ChatGPT, after you've given it all this information, act as a LinkedIn positioning strategist. Analyze my LinkedIn profile headline and my about section. And of course, paste your current about section and your headline in the chat so it knows what to analyze. Then tell it, rewrite my headline so I can clearly answer who I serve, what result I help them achieve, and how I do it. Rewrite my about section in a way that is clear, client focused, and outcome driven, not as a resume. Provide me 3 variations of both so I can choose the strongest. And of course, you can make changes in between when it gives you the answer, right? Make sure the tone is professional but approachable and optimized for my target audience. And then insert your target audience. So that may be software as a service, small to medium sized businesses, agency owners, IT consultants, or whoever you serve. Make that clear so it kind of know what to do. So there was a lot of information, That's only on positioning, positioning yourself on LinkedIn. I don't know if you have any additions to that, Jose, or any questions before we move on to the next part.
No, I think it's good to know that you, positioning yourself is a big part of how to generate revenue from your LinkedIn. It just doesn't happen. You need to know how to strategically position yourself. And like you have said, very many people are hesitant about AI. Either they are not sure about it, and yet it can work alongside you in a powerful way to optimize your page and give you that visibility. I like what you said. AI does not know what is in your mind. You have to tell it, and then it will generate
Yes.
what you need. So I love that. I think it sounds very simple, and yet it's sometimes we look for very complicated things, but it is these simple things that make a big difference, that take you from no one noticing your page to leads now beginning to come your way. So I love that.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people also get confused that AI does everything and AI knows everything. It might know a lot and it does a lot, but um it's not based off of your business necessarily, or the neighbor's business or whoever. It has to learn, okay, how is Jose's business different from Ashley's business? Who is she serving? Who is he serving? Okay, what are we looking to do? What is our goal? And after it learned all those things, it can remember that. And after it remembers that, it can help you utilize and grow and position yourself better, right? So, of course, we spoke now about positioning on LinkedIn. Having a good page is great, and that is probably a big amount of the work, but not all. Eventually, you have to communicate with people, right? Like we're doing right now. You have to build connections, build relationships. So, the second piece that's very important that I learned a lot is outreach. Outreach should always be about connection and creating real conversation, and not necessarily, not at all, actually chasing conversion. Every connection that you make is the start of a potential relationship, and relationships, that you build are valuable. That's how I got my clients eventually. I notice a lot of people, and I get those messages ton of times myself as well, is that people make a pitch immediately right when they send you the first message. And that is one of the huge mistakes anybody can make. The moment that someone accepts their request, they're hit with a long sales paragraph, or, hey, I can do this, I can do that, I have this percentage of success rate, please work with me. Don't do that. That kills your relationship pretty much before it even starts. So what can you do? I always focus, like I said, building relationship, building conversation, and bringing value to the people that you're talking to. So what you can do and how you can utilize AI for that is, instead of blasting the same template that you have to anybody that you send a connection request to, use AI to research each prospect. It
Mm.
just saves a ton of time than doing the manual research. So pulling context of their page, so the company they work at, the post they made, the company they worked for in the past, experience, anything. Put it in a GPT or ask it and say, hey, this is the experience that this person has. I'm interested in, that's one thing too that's very important. I feel like the person that you're talking to, there has to be some type of interest for you, some type of curiosity, because that'll, build that relationship. If you're just talking to anybody that you don't care about, it'll be very hard to hold a conversation with them. So that's number one. Then get to your GPT and ask it, okay, how and what way can we approach this person? Generate 5 to 10 variations and follow ups. And you can A B test those against each other to see which get the highest reply rates. Once you got that figured out, you're like, okay, now I have 10 similar type of clients, right? And I know messaging B works best for this type of client, messaging D works best for this type of client. That way, you can kind of go back and forth between the type of messaging that you use to make sure, okay, I've sent a connection request right now. I know this will work. I'll get an acceptance, and chances 7 out of 10 you will. And that's where you can start building that relationship and building that conversation. I've prepared a prompt for this as well for everybody that's watching to make it a little bit easier for you all. So you can copy this word by word, and it's as follows. Act as a LinkedIn outreach expert. I want to connect with, and then you insert your target audience. Based on what you know about this type of audience, create 1. A connection request message under 280 characters that is personalized, friendly, and does not pitch. Make it as short as possible because people don't like long paragraphs. It's kind of like sending a text to a friend, right? It's social media, it's not an email. Keep it as short as possible. And then, second, 3 short follow up messages I can send after they accept. Focus on building a real conversation, showing curiosity about their business. 3. Make sure the tone is natural, not salesy, and encourages dialogue. And 4. Add a final version of the follow up sequence where you weave in questions about their business in areas where you can provide support. Make sure it's real conversational, not a pitch. Because that's how you build a relationship. That's how you grow, Asking questions, getting to know about them. They'll ask questions back to you. And that's how you can kind of have that back and forth. And of course, the best thing you can get is getting them on conversation, like we are right now. Hop on a call, have real conversations, grow, bring value. And I think those are the two main things that I've learned worked very, very much for my LinkedIn. And, just in short addition to that, make posts. If people don't know about your business or don't see you online, how will they know? How will they buy from you? Right? So, building connections, having personal conversations are the top priority. And then have content, build authority to kind of fill in the rest, fill in the gaps. It kind of makes it a whole. People will look at your profile, they see you have a strong positioning, you're kind, you have good real conversation, and third, they see the content. Hey, she actually does know what she's talking about. Okay, the education that she's giving out is actually pretty good. You know, educate people, talk to them, let them know what you know. That's the best way how they can get to know you, your business, and it'll give you a topic to talk about together as well. Because if they see your content and they like it, you can bring it up. Hey, I saw you like this post. What did you like about it? What are your thoughts? Oh, they will say, hey, I think that was great. I see that you can do X, Y, and Z. Can you teach me how to do that? Of course. And that's how you can go to a partnership eventually and work together.
Thank you. That was quite a bit, but very helpful. I think just like you were saying, sometimes someone sends a request and immediately, when you click accept, there's a bombardment of, a long paragraph of what they can do. I think in this day and age, people need to realize it's like a conversation. If I find you for the first time and you're telling me everything, I'll be put off. But if we start with a conversation and you have shown interest in something that I do or something that I wrote or something that I'm connected to, if you show that interest, immediately I realize, okay, this person has taken time to go to my profile. They're not just, they don't have a batch of messages that they are sending everyone. They have taken time to go to my profile, meaning they put value at least on what I do, and so they want to. I think that makes a big difference. I have seen both. I've seen people who just flood you immediately. You say yes, and they pitch immediately. But I've also seen others that start with, "Hey, I've noticed you do this. I like how you do this," and it's a big difference. You are naturally drawn to the person that has noticed something about your profile about. So yes, it does make a big difference. And I think, like you said, you might not know where to begin from, but if you go to the person's profile, have the basic information, that's where AI now helps you to write something that is personal, something that really does hit home, that shows I took time to look at your page and this is how I want us to begin this conversation. So I like that. I also like the fact that you say if someone likes your post, you can actually say, I noticed you liked this. What do you like about it? That's a
Exactly.
good way as well. It's not I think the reason why I like this conversation is just seeing how to actually generate leads that can turn into something that is tangible. So it's with AI, but it's also with something as simple as that of someone of saying, hey, I noticed you like my post. What about it struck you? What about it struck a chord in your, so that's, I like it. I like it. And
Exactly, because I also believe that I notice that as well when I scroll through LinkedIn or the Sales Navigator and you come across different profiles, right? And maybe a couple profiles you just ignore, and other profiles you do send a connection request. There was something inside of you that made that difference of choosing, I want to connect with this person versus no, I'm not so sure I want to connect to this person. What is that difference that made you decide I am going to connect with this person? There was something that struck, and when they accept you, that means they saw something on your profile as well. And again, the easiest way to scare them off is to pitch. Don't do that. Just talk, have conversation, and even if you don't sell them anything in a time span of a couple weeks or whatever, does not matter. You have a relationship, you have a network that you can build on. They may not be a client now, they may be in the future. Maybe they're not a client in the future, but they may know somebody that will be your client. And that's kind of how you have to approach it. I feel like that's what's been working best for me.
yeah, I think that's helpful. I think, like you said, if someone just sends those already pre-planned messages, for me it shows this person is just out there fishing. They don't have time to make connections. They are trying to throw their nets as far as wherever. But if someone else comes with that conversational tone, it means this person actually wants to build a relationship. They're looking at individual to individual to individual, which makes a big difference. I see we have just a couple of minutes left, but I would want to know, just very quickly, what was it like getting your first client? Then we'll move on to the other part.
Well, my first client came actually through my cold email AI infrastructure. That's one of the services we also provide for our clients. It works great for me. And again, most people go wrong with pitching immediately on their cold email campaigns. Don't do that. Big no. One thing that works is, again, bringing value. People have to understand that people don't buy services, but people actually buy people. If you know somebody very closely to you versus somebody that comes randomly in your inbox, who would you first buy from? The person that you know, right? The person that you trust, the person that gave you some type of value or you had some type of conversation with. That's how every stream should be utilized. And that's exactly what we do for our cold email campaigns. We offer frameworks, insights, or even small tools where somebody can think, hey, okay, this was actually pretty helpful and she's giving me this. What if I start working with her? What else can she give me? What else can she provide for me? And that's the kind of value first approach that really been opening doors for me. And right now we use a combination of the email outreach and the LinkedIn outreach to, yeah, get new clients on running and going.
Yeah, I can testify I'm a beneficiary of that. The first conversation we had, and then you left me with something that I could use, and you're like, so it's like a free thing. It's like, yeah, but I really understand, and I think it makes a difference. Sometimes we want to hold our cards close to our chest, but
Of course.
no one buys. But if you say, hey, here's something free, when I look at it, if I want something more, then I know where to go to. And so those, those free tips, those free, like you were just giving a few tips late earlier on, saying you can use this in Chat GPT. It's those things that make me want to, say, let me see if there's anything else I might, get from here. It keeps bringing you back. So that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah, and I think it's not a lot of people want a lot. They only want to get things and get things and get things. Well, I believe that if you give and provide, eventually, in some sort of way or fashion, it'll come back to you in a positive way. So I love to help people, even if it doesn't do anything for my revenue immediately. It may in the future, it may not, but at least I've helped someone grow, right? And that is the most important for me.
Thank you. That's a good heart to have. In this day and age when everyone
Thank
wants to
you.
just get money as fast as they can, sometimes people, I think the reason why people have those flooding emails is because they want to make money as fast as they can. But sometimes it's a marathon. And if you stick to that marathon, at some point it begins to really pay off after you've built a wonderful connection of people who believe in your product. They believe in who you are. They have tested the things you have shown them. It really does come back and pay big time. We have just a couple of five,
Absolutely.
we have probably 5 minutes left, but I will combine these two. So if someone wanted to connect with you, what is it that you can help them with? How can you help them optimize their accounts, LinkedIn, to just get into the revenue? Because I think for most people, people are waking up to the fact that actually revenue can be generated from LinkedIn. Apart from job placements, there can be revenue that is generated. So if someone is here and they were your client, what is it that they would get from you? Uh, Maybe in 2 or 3 minutes.
Of course. So, what we help, again, like kind of what I mentioned earlier, what we help businesses with is grow and scale, right? And utilizing AI. So, at first, I think one thing that's important is there has to be a match too, right? Like, we can't help everybody, but there's got to be something that we can help you with. If you have issues with generating new clients, getting new leads, or getting your brand out, those are all things that we specialize in and that we can help with. um, there's different ways that we can go about it, so those are debatable, what the exact strategy can be. But for example, one of the clients that we've helped with was he was spending about 60 to 70% of their time trying to find new clients, doing outreach follow-ups, etc. After we've implemented an AI lead generation system that fits his business, his calendar was basically filled up very, very much consistently on autopilot. All he had to do was just show up to his calls and get the deal done. So that was a huge, huge success. And we've had another client that was really in need of getting content out, getting their brand out. And what we did was actually very something exciting, that I'm still very excited about every day when I use it, is our AI content engine that we use to actually clone faces and voices and images to make sure that you can create your presence on LinkedIn, Instagram, your website, YouTube, whatever you want, without having to record a single thing. So you can just focus on your core business, get the deals done, and we'll take care of making sure that your face is out there, your brand is out there, your messaging is out there, and yeah, it's like a recorded video, like we're doing right now. That's basically how it looks like. It's such a real life AI clone that looks just like you, talks just like you. It saves up to 20 hours a month. It's Yeah, it's really, really cool. I use it myself as well. So if there's anybody that's also in need of some type of content engine, that's definitely something that we can help with.
Wonderful. I need to be sure I'm talking to Ashley and not the clone. But
Now I am real. I am the real one. But there's definitely, trust me, I've built a couple in beta testing that do podcasts as well and interviews. Not something we've all rolled out just yet, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very different but exciting.
wonderful. And if you can have a parting shot in 1 minute, anything
Sorry.
you feel, if a parting shot in 1 minute, anything you want to say, you feel you should say, anything you feel is left is unsaid in 1 minute.
Of course. Well, one of the things actually, I like to give back to people and help and support them where we can. So, thanks to Jose creating this platform, we've decided to currently host free one-to-one private growth and audit sessions for the first 20 businesses that connect with us. So we can explore what your issues are, how to integrate AI in your operation before 2026, because AI is starting to really be a must have and not only a nice to have. So in these sessions we can uncover hidden efficiencies, identify where AI can save you hours, and how we can eventually help you scale. So if that's something that you're interested in and looking to do, just send me a connection request and we can just have a free audit one-on-one together and see where we can support you. And if you're looking to have more free resources, education, and learn how to utilize AI and with new tips and tricks, You can find us on Instagram as well on the the Ashley Bookstaff, and that's where you can find all types of tips on AI, how you can utilize it, new tools, and yeah, to try to just scale your business by yourself. And maybe one day I'll see you.
Thank you very much, Ashley. This was very, very entertaining and very informative as well. I think for most people, it's just to realize, even if you fight something, it's what it is. You cannot fight AI. You cannot put off AI for longer. You can't put it off any longer. You can't put it at the side. It is here. The thing is to know how to work with it, to optimize and get the
Exactly.
best out of it. I think just accepting, all right, AI is here to stay. And those who are using it are getting ahead of me. I'd rather pull up my socks and begin to work this thing. And like you've shared, did you say the first 20 businesses, the first 20 people that come to you get free classes? Is that what you said?
Yes. So for anybody that's watching and is interested in getting an audit, we have slots of 20. We have 20 slots for this month to give out free audits for your business. So if you're interested in getting an audit, there's no strings attached, just to see, where you're at and where you can utilize AI in your business, where you see gaps. We're more than happy to see where you can get that support.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Let me register myself as business number one. But thank you so much. It was really good. It was really lovely having you here. And
Of
probably
course.
we'll catch up again. But thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And for everyone that was here, thank you for being here. And those that will watch, thank you for watching. Please visit Ashley's page. She's quoted on this post. Make sure you flood her with visits and see how the two of you can get along. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of benefit from. We just had 30 minutes, but I'm sure there'll be lots of benefits by connecting with you. So thank you so much. We'll
And
talk
thank
to you
you
again.
for inviting me, of course. Yeah, there's always so much to talk about, and 30 minutes feels like a lot, but once you start talking about AI and the possibilities, it only seems so short. I feel like there's so much still to share, but for another time.
Great, great. I think it's important to know that apart from jobs, the LinkedIn can be revenue generating. You just need to know how.
Absolutely.
And one of the most powerful tools currently is AI. So please run to Ashley. Let her help you turn your LinkedIn into a money generating place. Thank you, Ashley, and thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
too, Jose.
Cheers.